Good morning, children. How are you? Hope you all are fine. Children, today we are going to start chapter 6 from your geography book, and the name of the chapter is Rocks. Children, in your previous classes also you have studied about various kind of rocks. Today we are going to do detailed study of each kind of rocks. A rock can be defined as aggregate of mineral that forms more or less a definite unit of the earth crust. Children, rocks and minerals. There are many kinds of rocks. The most abundant mineral element of the crust are silicon, aluminium, iron and magnesium. Rocks are of three major types. There are three types of rocks. You can see in the picture that we are showing. Three types of rocks are igneous rocks, sedimentary rock and metamorphic rocks. Now children, they have different kind of properties. They are of different uses. So one by one we are going to take each kind of rock. But first I would like you to study the difference between rock and mineral. So children, on page number first page of your book, page number 44, there the difference between rocks and mineral are given. So you go through that, read it. I will read along with you. Children, the difference between rocks and minerals are as follows. The rock is aggregate of mineral element, whereas mineral are solid magmatic substance occurring naturally. A rock has no definite chemical composition, whereas mineral have definite chemical composition. Minerals are organized to form rocks. Elements are organized to form compounds, which are known as minerals. The three chief type of rocks that I have already told you: igneous, sedimentary and metamorphic. Whereas four chief mineral group are silicate, carbonate, sulfides and metallic minerals. So four difference are this, and the fifth is the example for each. In a category of rock comes basalt, granite, sandstone, slate and quartz. They are important type of rocks. Iron, then silicon, magnesium, nickel, calcium, potassium, sodium are abundant mineral of the earth. So here is the difference that I have read, and it is given in your book itself. That are the major difference between rocks and the minerals. Children, again we come toward the rocks. Children, the word igneous is derived from the Latin word. The igneous means fire. So these rocks are formed due to cooling, solidification and crystallization of hot molten material of the earth. The hot material that comes out from the volcano, they are when cool and for solid form is they are formed, take a form of solid, then it is called a igneous rock. Since the igneous rocks were the first to be formed, they are called primary rocks. This rock was first formed. They were the first one to be formed. That is why this rock is called the primary rocks, children. And then comes, children, classification of characteristics of igneous rocks. Now, characteristics of this kind of rock is that they are hard and compact. They are formed by solidification of molten magma, and you all know that magma comes from the volcano. Then they are granular and crystalline also. The size of their crystals depend on the rate of cooling of the molten material. Most of them consist of silicates. They do not have layer. So you see the igneous rocks, they don't form. You can see from the picture itself, you will not find any layer in this. So they don't have any layer. They are generally weathered by mechanical weathering. In previous lesson you have already learned about weathering, and in the coming chapters also you will know that weathering takes place by the natural agents like wind, water. So they are caused because of the weathering. Igneous rocks are associated with volcanic activity and are formed mostly in volcanic region. Wherever the volcano eruption of volcano takes place, there only this kind of rocks are formed. Now children, there are again the classification of based on the origin. Now according to origin, there are two types of igneous rock, that is extrusive igneous rocks and intrusive. Extrusive rocks, they are formed by the cooling of molten magma on the earth's surface, that I have already read just now. So it is formed on the surface of the earth when the molten magma comes out from the volcano, and at the surface of the earth, when they cool down, then this kind of rock is formed. The magma which is brought to the surface through measures or volcanic eruption solidifies to form this kind of rock, children. And that is why this kind of rock is also known as volcanic rocks. Now children, before I go to other kind of rock, that is extrusive rock, here I will show you the classification of rock, children. You just see on page number 45, classification of rock is given. Here you will see that how three types of rock has been divided. Now first one, you see there are three kinds of rock that I have shown you in the picture. First one is igneous rocks, that is also known as primary rocks because they were first one to be formed. Then second one is sedimentary rock, and third is metamorphic rocks. Now we'll again classify into various groups. In igneous rocks there are two types of rock. First is intrusive, and granite comes under this. The picture that you will see just now, again I will show you, granite is shown there. Then extrusive rock, basalt is there. Now children, next is sedimentary rocks, that is also known as secondary rocks because it is formed after the igneous rocks, and it has three kind of rock. They are formed in three ways. First one is mechanically formed, and sandstone is example of this kind of rock. Then organic is the second form. In this, coal and limestone is example of organic type. And then third is children metamorphic. This is also coming in secondary group, and it is formed due to heat and pressure. Under this two types of rock comes, that is marble and slate. In secondary, that means sedimentary rock, children, third type. First one mechanically I said, then second one was organic, and third is chemically formed rock, and the example of this kind of rock is gypsum. So children, here there are three category of rocks, and I have shown you the picture of this rock also, children. Now we'll show you again the type of rocks. Children, this type of rock, when you see from this picture, the example that I have given you, you can see the picture here. I have shown you more examples can be seen in this picture. Intrusive igneous rock, when the magma solidifies within the earth crust, it cools slowly, forming core structure, hard rocks with large crystal form of rock is formed, and they are granite, gabbro and dolomite. Granite you can see in the picture. So here is the children, you can see the picture of granite, and they are crystalline in form. And children, there are many variety of this. When the magma solidifies below the earth's surface, it forms different type of intrusive rock like batholiths, leucoliths, sills, drake and gneiss. So children, on the basis of this, we have learned the two types of rocks, that is in igneous rock, intrusive and extrusive rock. In next class, children, we will study the different kind of rocks, children, that is the two metamorphic and sedimentary rock will be taught in the next lesson. next class. By the time, children, study the lesson, go through the lesson, and I will give you homework that you will do in your copy. Till now, till by the time, have a good day.